quick little thoughts and opinions about the Battlefield 1 game that just released on Friday. Now, I put about at least 15 to 20 hours into the game with only having it about a short amount of time, but it's still very fun other than the little minor glitches and lag and everything else that has been going on in the game. But we'll touch upon that a little bit later. We're going to talk about the little things that should be kind of nerfed or kind of changed in a way. One of the first things that need to be changed is the tanks. They're still pretty tanky. Like, you have to have at least 2 to 3 assaults to be able to take down the tank, and even then, the grenades you throw at it, the anti-tank grenades, only do about 20 damage. Your rocket, or not your rocket, but your sniper that shoots the explosive shells out of it that you have to lay prone for, only does about 15 or so damage towards the land creature, and it's still really tanky, and I don't think it should be that tanky. And especially if it's a competent driver and he has 2 or 3 of his friends in the tank, you're going to get steamrolled. It's going to be very impossible to take down the tank, unless if you blow out the positions, like if you take out the guns on the tank. But even then, you have to be well coordinated with randoms or with your team to be able to do that. Sometimes your friends won't be on and you're with randoms. That's going to be very hard, and you're still going to get steamrolled by that tank. Secondly, the behemoths, such as the airship, the battleship, and the train. Now, I'm going to speak upon the the airship mostly, because that's the one that you see the most throughout the game, and the other ones I don't think are really that bad. It's just mostly the airship. Now, the airship is very OP. Now, we'll kind of branch into operations here for a second. Operations is a Russian conquest mode kind of thrown into a blender, mixed together, and put in a large scale map with multiple other maps leading into it if the attacking team kicks the defending team's ass all the way through the first map, and it could lead into the second map. But once the attacking team loses the first battalion, they get a behemoth. Now, I think the behemoth should only come in on the last attack. If all else fails, they bring out the big guns. That's what I think they should do, because that would make things a little bit more, and it would give the defending team a harder of a time to win, because it goes up slowly. They get more, say they get the first amount of tickets low, then they get to the second wave, it's a lot bigger amount of enemies that you have to fight off. Like, generally it's about 150 tickets that you have to burn through to win on that round, and on the last one be about the same amount of ticket, but they have the behemoth such as the airship, the battleship, or the train to worry about now. See what I mean? It's easier for the defending team and balance out the attacking team, because all I've been really playing is the defending team. I've only got to play on the attacking team about 5 times, and I've played on the defending team at least 10 to 15 times. That's very unbalanced for players who are trying to play on the attacking team that don't play on it that much. Thirdly, the snipers. Snipers are very OP. They're very fast, which I can understand why, because they have the sweet spots. Now, as far as gameplay goes, I don't feel it as fast paced. If anything, you should be taking it very slow. You want to take every time with your shot so you don't waste ammo and you don't fuck up. If you're running around trying to run and gun like you would in Battlefield 4, you're going to have a hard time doing it in here, because people can melt you. The time to kill is a lot faster, and it feels a lot faster. I don't know if it technically is faster, but I've been dropped really quickly no matter what gun they were using. So I'm assuming they probably bumped up the time to kill. As far as, the game goes, who knows, maybe they didn't. But as far as the snipers go, you can't take your time. You kind of have to move around with snipers. And very true, but you can't just walk around. So maybe if they can try and dampen the sniper class. I'm not saying like nerf it completely. They need to be overpowered. Snipers are very high-powered rifles, and even back then, they're still really good compared to the stuff nowadays. If we didn't have snipers, we wouldn't be able to get any reconnaissance or whatever. But I feel like they should dampen the sweet spots for certain snipers. Now the Martini Henry, not overpowered, very skillful though. It's like a skill cannon. You have to get good with it before you can really drop a whole bunch of people with. It's only one shot, you get limited ammo, and if you screw up too many times, you're going to run out of that ammo, and your sidearms aren't really that reliable. At least in my past experiences. Anyways, we'll move on. Now, next thing, the sentries. They need to be dampened too. At least their armor. Their weapons, I don't feel as much so, but their armor on how much damage they take definitely needs to be dampened. Because just running around as a sentry is the easiest damn thing to do, as long as you have like a whole bunch of meta backing you up. And now I don't know if the support players can give them more ammo. I haven't done that yet, but that might be a possibility as well. But then again, it is a battle pickup, and even in Battlefield 4, you couldn't get any more ammo for the Barrett or anything like that if you started running out of ammo. So who knows? Now, on to my next point now. The leveling up system for classes. Now, the classes itself aren't that hard to use. The assault class is definitely really hard to use because they have quarters and counters. Unless if you're using the MP18, but most of the other weapons either have to be really up close or at least medium range. Now I feel like that the assault class should get at least a, what DLC it comes out with. Like, I feel like the assault class should actually get at least some single, like some DMRs or whatever, kind of like the medic class, so it can be a little bit more easier for them. If they don't want to be all run and gun, they can, you know, stay mid-range but get up close to be able to take out the tanks. I feel like that should be a little bit more fair. At least give a few guns semi-auto. It seems a little bit fair for that class. On to the other points for that subject there. It takes it takes a while to be able to level up the class. So here's my leveling system. I'm at rank 1 for the assault, rank 2 for the medic class, definitely rank 2 for the assault, and still rank 0 for the scout. The only reason why I'm still because I think there's something wrong with my controller. Either that or it might be a glitch, who knows. But every time I push the button to shoot, because it's on the triggers, and so far as what I know of, they haven't made the switch to where you can use the top buttons, the L1 to shoot. But I don't mind using the triggers. That's what I'm most comfortable with. So either my trigger's broken, or something's wrong with the game where it's not allowing me to shoot right away, because it doesn't do it with any of my other guns. It only does it with the snipers and the shotguns. So I can't use any of those weapons. I'm limited on what classes I can play and what scenarios. Anyways, next point. I also feel that the game is very fun. Now, some of the new stuff they added is very good. Now we're going to talk about the goods. So, Operations. Very fun game mode. If you haven't tried it yet, recommend doing so. It's a lot better than Conquest or Rush. Rush is still very abysmal from what I've been gathering from a lot of my friends. It's not really all that good. And here's what my recollection is from some of the other game modes that my one friend told me because he was trying out everything. War Pigeons, capture the flag essentially. Domination, ends too quickly. Team Deathmatch, fun, but it's not a large-scale warfare kind of thing. Conquest, they kind of screwed that up whenever they made it more like a Call of Duty kind of style of domination gameplay, where it goes up instead of a ticket bleed making it go down. Rush, I've lost my appeal for Rush back in Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2, so I'm not a big fan of it. So I don't really like playing it whatsoever. Operations, large scale battle. It has a mix between Rush and Conquest thrown into a blender, and it leads into more maps depending on what operation you play and what sides you play as. You could be the attacking team. It would take you probably about 45 minutes to maybe an hour to complete one game. But if you're the defending team and you're putting up a fight, hour and a half to 2 maybe. Who knows? It's your battle. And if you want to make it long, you got to fight your hardest to draw it out if you're the defending team. I like the game itself. I really like how they went with a World War I feel, but with the limited weapons that you can actually use. It's still but those are just my thoughts and opinions. I would like to know what you think of Battlefield 1 if you played it. Do you think it was a wise idea to go back, or do you think they should have sticked with the modern type of feel to Battlefield games like Battlefield 4? Or do you think they should have went with a Call of Duty status and went to the future? Hell, I would have been a lot more if it was a World War II game instead of a World War I. But who knows? That's just my opinion. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to stay up to date with the channel. Hit that like button if you want to see more of this kind of stuff as far as Battlefield content goes, instead of just giving my opinion about the game. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.